Hey Teaheads, this is Don from Mayleaf. Yep. I've got a new PuErh Tea cake to release, the first cake release of 2025. It is a raw PuErh. My t-shirt is already giving it away in terms of the cover. Let me introduce you to the Tranquility Leaper. The Tranquility Leaper is a porcupine, not a hedgehog, because we did a hedgehog before with Pudding Announcer. So, hey, I'm just, pointing out that we haven't repeated animals yet. So this is a porcupine. This is the Tranquility Leaper. Quickly show you that artwork up close. So the porcupine. Now, what the porcupine is doing here is he's basically just fallen backwards off a, let's call it a diving board. And he's just got that perfect, peaceful look of tranquility as he surrenders to the universe and falls down into a beautiful orange creamsicle goop. Spongy and soft, a perfect landing. So the idea behind this tea is really, we felt that this tea embodied that feeling of surrender, of acceptance, of letting the universe just do what it wants to do, and just being an instrument that is being played by the universe, and just accepting, surrendering, but not surrendering out of weakness, but surrendering out of choice, and the tranquility and the peace that that surrender brings. Tranquility Leaper. And so you can see the porcupine's closed eyes, reverential, happy, peaceful, tranquil. So that's the meaning behind the cover, and we'll see whether or not the body sensation continues to give me that. Let's quickly scope this tea. This is from spring 2024, so it's a spring PuErh. This is from Gushu tea trees, estimated around 200 years old, from Yangjia in Mengku, Linsang in Yunnan province of China. Yangjia is a village area I've not sourced from before. I'd never even tasted it before. This came from a completely new scout up in Zhengshui province, Zhengshui area of Yunnan. And, we get stuff sent all the time, but this was a completely, wild card that came in, and I loved it. I won't tell you why I loved it, because let's see if it continues through here. Clearly the description that I just gave you gives you some inkling as to why I love this tea. So Yangjia, 200-year-old tea tree. So Gushu, ancient tea tree material, picking and processing is going to be the standard for raw PuErh. Picking, giving it a little bit of a wither, then usually sort of pan firing it in the evening, rolling it, putting it out to dry, and letting it sun dry. And that's it. Then it's sorting, taking the huangpian off, and then it was stored loose until recently, when we asked for it to be pressed for us. Elevation is around 1,480 meters, pretty exact elevation there. So let's open this up. We'll put this to the side. We will take a look at this cake. And I'm excited to experience again this tea. Hopefully it has, if it's changed, it's shifted in a beautiful way. Come on, focus, son. There you go. Take a look at those leaves. Hopefully my multiple... I forgot a pick, didn't I? I forgot a pick. You see, you'd have thought that by now I would have everything in this little cupboard of tricks here, but I don't. So we're going to have to just do a little bit of a teasing. Just a little, bear with me, just... Slowly. We're not going to rush it. And I'm going to have my first tasting of Tranquility Leaper. And hopefully the tasting notes are, as I said, either the same or even changed, but in a delightful way. Come on. Give in. Surrender. Surrender. Come on, leaves. It's going to be a big chunk. I'm not going to have it all, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of sessions now. Okay, for those of you that felt a little twinge of and they didn't like that sound, I hear you. But it was pretty good, pretty clean, not breaking too many leaves. So Mengku, an area of Yunnan near Linsang, or part of the sort of Linsang area, and you know, makes up so many famous village areas like Qingdao and places that we source from a lot. In fact, Mengku probably is one of my most sourced areas of PuErh tea. Why is that? They just have a beautiful combination of potency and gentleness. Like they have this wonderful dance, usually where you have impactful teas that are fragrant and boasting so many aromatics on the nose, whilst still having some punch and in the finish, that Linsang astringency there. There's push pull, but then there's something gentle about. There's a softness about them as well, which I really, really love. You can see the leaves look beautiful. The classic color range of slightly mustardy greens, antique silvers, khakis, a little bit bluey silver quality to it. I am not a master at looking at leaves and judging the exact look of the tea plants, but I can see that this is a sort of medium picking look to it. Got a good level of buds, but the buds have a darker quality to them. Heat up this guy one. It's been a while since I've brewed in this bad boy. This is my first taste of Tranquility Leaper. It's been in the warehouse for a while, to be fair, but I've just let it sit whilst I've been getting accustomed to the new year. But I got the t-shirt in advance. You can get it at merch.mayleaf.com if you want to get any of our t-shirts. You can get them. I try to keep updating them with the latest artwork, but you know, it doesn't always happen. But if you see some, if there's a glaring omission and you want a t-shirt with an artwork that you really love, then do let me know and I will endeavor to get it online. Okay, here we go. Tranquility Leaper, smell of dry leaf. Wake those sensory olfactory bulb up. Get the brain ready. Here we go. Whoa. Immediately, I'm getting orange, baked orange in this case. And what I found with this tea, as you can see from the artwork that Celine did, orange is a big theme. In fact, I am going to predict that there are not going to be that many pictures around me because it's going to be a very consistent, wonderfully orangey note. Let's see. So, okay, I'm getting a little bit of shower gel as well, which is really nice. That's sort of, I don't know, the combination of everything that makes a very fresh, lovely shower gel smell. So it's bright and fresh with a little bit of florality to it. I'm getting some of those jonquil flowers, so narcissus flowers, like sweet and heady, slightly earthy. But yeah, this orange note, this baked orange note, and then the creams come in. So I don't want to say it too early, but I'm going to have to. Orange creamsicle, which is what this cover is all about, the orange creamsicle. If you like orange creamsicles, so that combination of citrus and orangey, but tempered and mellowed and rounded with creamy, like ice cream kind of quality, then this tea is for you. You can stop the video now and just, if you like that taste, then I'm telling you now, just from the smell, because it just reminds me, it's rounded, it's like orange, it's like I've taken orange sorbet and a really good, vanilla ice cream, and I've just blended them together to make this orange creamsicle. I'm getting a little bit of burnt orange, I'm getting like that baked orange, I'm getting some frozen orange juice as well. I mean, it is such a lovely orangey smell. And I really wonder if I'm going to taste another Yangjia tea, whether or not this is a theme of the tea or if it's just something that is part of this year's batch or last year's batch, as the case may be. Right, let it steam a little in there. Smell of wet. Okay, there's some nutsy notes coming in. peanut butter. Peanut butter and orange marmalade. Ooh, we've gone deeper. Yeah, orange marmalade. Like I want to say sesame brittle. Like it's got a salty quality too. So I'm going to say with that creamy note, salted egg yolks. Very Asian thing, you know, salted egg yolks. If you've never had them before, then you might not get that reference, but it's there. But the custard is there still. But there's also a herbal quality to it as well. Rhubarb. Yeah, let's say rhubarb. And touch of breadiness in there as well. Like a brioche. It is a really uncontroversially enjoyable smell because it has a great rounded quality, the breads and the creams, the salted egg yolks, that nutsiness, and then moving into the oranginess, you know, the orange marmalades, baked oranges. I mean, you know, I picture a breakfast scene with brioche and orange marmalade and maybe a bit of custard. Oh, or like orange curd. That would be another way to put it. Maybe you've had lemon curd before, but orange curd, which just got a creamier quality to it. Look of the liquor. Again, just very cloudy. And let's see if you focus. Come on, you can do it. I know you can. Cloudy and jellied like, with again a very orange apricot look to it. Cheers. Big ears. I can pick up a different smell. What was that? And it's gone. Sometimes there are smells in teas that are so fleeting that if you've got to grab them while you can. Oh, what is that? There, I can still pick it up. Can't get it. Can't get it. Ah, annoying. Ah. It'll come later or not. We'll see. Cheers. Texture before I get overwhelmed by taste. Let's break it up. Starts thick, jellied. Okay, interesting play. Starts thick and jellied, moves to mineral. Oh my gosh, it's changed in such a great way. But then comes back with like a sticky quality. So it doesn't go mineral crunchy, it goes jellied, mineral, sticky. Yeah, taste. Computing. Wow, look how thick that looks. It's that same smell that was there. It's something. Oh, I want to go nutty, but it's not nutty. It's going to come to me. Let's talk about the high notes though. Those jonquil flowers are there. The orange is there. Got a little bit of a peach nectar quality too. A little bit of a, peach nectar. Oh, that note, it's going to wind me up, but don't let it. That rhubarb note is there, but with that little bitterness of the tea, it moves more into an Aperol. Rhubarb Aperol is made from rhubarb, if you didn't know. I believe that's the case. So it's got that rhubarb acidity, but with the Aperol bitters. Very, very nice. The brioche is there. Muffin, actually more like a muffin. Flavor muffin. Okay. That note is so I'm seeing the muffin and I'm like, what's the flavor? And I'm seeing like little studded with like fudge or caramel, but it's not so direct as fudge or caramel. It's not so like direct sugar. There's something else that's complicated about it. So I'm going to put muffin somewhere, wherever the pictures are. I will put muffin, but I want to focus on what that deeper, more complex note. So what's going on in my head is I'm thinking, is it coconutty? Is it like rubbery, like a rubber tree quality to it? There's definitely a resinous quality to it, but we will. This is going to annoy me. It shouldn't annoy me, and it wouldn't annoy me if it wasn't for the fact that the camera's running and I'm thinking, I've got to get up, I've got to get this flavor note in the next 10 minutes. Let's just focus on other things. Thank you. Custard is there. The orange creamsicle is there. It's not, but it's surrounded by a lot of other things. So the orange creamsicle is still, for sure, the cover still is in play. It's an orange creamsicle vibe. What is that? I'm seeing coconuts, but it's not coconut. I'm now seeing like very, very ripe papaya, but very ripe. Papaya can almost have a kind of earthy quality to it when you taste a very ripe papaya. It has that. Anyway, touch of nutmeg, touch of chrysanthemum in the finish. It's got a bright floral note. Again, orange creamsicles. I talked about the peach nectar. I've got dried apricots in the finish. It is definitely, there's coconut in here for sure. There is a desiccated coconut. I put the desiccated coconut. I still haven't nailed what that is, but there is definitely a desiccated coconut note to it. There's almost a non-food note here, and that makes it harder because I'm trying to scroll through non-food notes. But there's a non-food note here. We'll get there. We'll get there, people. In the finish, chrysanthemum, bit of dill. The finish has a fizzy Sichuan peppercorn vibe. So it's dry to tingly. So it's got that very physical, tingly, almost electricity tingle on the tongue, like a battery. You put a battery on your tongue. Do people ever do that these days? I don't know. Who has those square batteries? Maybe they still are around a lot, but I haven't seen one for a while. That's a diversion. But then it moves cooling. And the sweetness is quite herbal, like chrysanthemum and dill. But apricot is still there as well. Right, let's have another taste. Every time I drink it, there's this certain something. And I smell it as well. Oh my gosh, this is hard for me. The orange creamsicle's there in full effect. Amazing. Not usual that I'm so stumped with such a specific smell. Anyway, and because it's so ever present in the smell and the taste, it's like, it's asking to be uncovered. It's like, okay, I'm just going to throw stuff together. It's like I've taken some coconut, I've taken some wet wood bark that's got like resin on it, and I've taken caramel, and I've like somehow like mulched it into this woodsy, nutsy, caramelly, creamy quality. And I know that makes no sense to you. Oh, wait. It's a place. It's a place. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to just say something weird. It reminds me of a chalet in Switzerland when you come back from skiing and you go into the place where there is all of your, like your skiing boots and things like that. There's that additional, that's why I was saying rubber or something. There's an additional element to it that somehow merges with the coconuts and the caramels, which is not part of the chalet, and just turns it into this thing. Let me see if it's in this taste. Different thing came out. Coconut cinnamon, like it was like a cinnamon sugar coconut, and then this sort of, I don't know, this non-food note. There's something about like a humid but cool, not humid and hot, and like, you know, like a winter chalet. Maybe it's like, what am I talking about? I don't know. It's just, this is a stream of thought, but it's transportive. All right, let's smell the empty cup. Oh, sweet. Now the caramel, there's so much caramel. Caramel is in. Caramel. Oh, that's just straight up caramel. Just really lovely, fudgy vanilla caramel with a touch of orange oil. Touch, tiny, but it's there. And like a little bit of lily. I want to drink tea from this village again. I don't know what's going on, but there's a weird little alchemy happening in this forest. All right, I'm going to go away, drink some more, see what the body sensation is like. I'll be right back. What a cheeky little tea this one is. I love it. It is cheeky. That porcupine is cheeky. I've been spinning around trying to work out these flavor notes. It is so like enjoyable and bright and sweet, and all those orange creamsicles. These little dances, these little meanderings that keep popping up. And I think I've nailed it now. I wasn't far off with that chalet, but as I brew into it, it's sort of clarified. And I think what I'm tasting and smelling is like a waxy quality to it. And I associate that with, I think, the wax that you put on snowboards or on skis. That bright, slightly acetone-like quality to it, but then it's still somehow warm and cleansing and not like harsh. And that merges with some coconut and the flowers and the shower gel note, and it just creates this complexity that was hard to tease apart. But I'm going to put it under waxy. And I can't recall a PuErh tea that had that waxy quality to it. I love waxy smells. I'm trying to think of something that is waxy. I'm thinking of like, sometimes like vetivers can have a waxy quality. What do I mean by that? It's like bright, slightly chemical, but in a nice way, in the sense that, you know, sometimes the smell of acetone is kind of pleasurable at a distance, but it's also in a way creamy and fresh and light. So yeah, it reminds me of being in the mountains, snowy. It's got a snowy quality, so snowy pine forest around, and walking into a snowboard rental shop and just smelling that combination of smells, but I think it's mostly the wax. Now the body sensation is a little bit, you know, it's got some energy. Now I have brewed it strong, as you can see. Realize that camera wasn't on at the beginning, so this is the first time you're seeing the top-down shot, I think. It was brewed strong, and I haven't had anything to eat today, so it's hitting me as strong as it could. It's definitely got energy to it. It's definitely got some punch to it. I would say it's a very light, fizzy energy to it. It definitely feels like, you know, you're falling a little bit, but not in a you know, horrible way. And as I said, I'm brewing it quite strong. I do feel like, yeah, it feels a little bit rushy, but I think if you don't drink it as fast as I am drinking and you just control it, it will be a very clean and fizzy energy high. Cheeky little number, this one. Love it. Great way to start the year. Keeping things cheeky with the Tranquility Leaper. I mean, I don't know if the name suits it, because it's, but you know, it still makes me feel like all is right in the world. And yeah, it's got that slightly sort of rushy, falling backwards vibe to it. The Tranquility Leaper. One more sip. I love that waxy quality to it, because it reminds me of flowers. That's it. Flowers can be waxy, right? And waxy roses. And it's got this very floral finish to it. With all of the creams, there is this bright, beautiful, flowery sweetness in my mouth. And it's just building and building and building. Which flower? I'm gonna have to go to some florists and just spend time just learning flowers, because I'm getting bored of my flower notes. What's a waxy white flower? See, I would sort of throw it under lotus, but we'll call it lotus for now. But you know, we'll see. Maybe I've got to improve my flower descriptors. Definitely making me feel a bit fizzy. Lovely, lovely tea. The Tranquility Leaper, available right now for your pleasure. That's it, tea heads. Check out our other videos, taste our teas wherever you are in the world by browsing mayleaf.com, and come visit us if you're ever in London. Other than that, I'm Don from Mayleaf. Thank you for being a part of the revelation of true tea. Stay away from those tea bags, keep drinking the good stuff, and spread the word, because nobody deserves bad tea, as I hold on to this desk. Bye.